Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking at something pretty cool, actually. It's one listener's personal quest, like a huge project to find the best album of all time.
Sort of like a World Cup for music, you know?
Exactly. It's this thing called Album Quest by Greensterox. And the method is, well, it's designed to try and take personal bias out of it, or at least manage it.
How does that work, then?
So they take their whole music collection, randomly group albums into fours, like a World Cup group stage, yeah.
Okay.
Then they listen to those four albums, back to back, multiple times, and they grade them, first to fourth. Top two go through.
So it forces you to really listen, not just go with your gut feeling or what was popular.
Precisely. It's about which album holds up under that kind of scrutiny. Real repeated listening, longevity, coherence, that sort of thing.
Got it. So which part of this quest are we diving into today?
We're looking at their write-up for episode 11, Old School Rockers Power Through and Take the Glory.
Okay, sounds dramatic. What was the matchup? Group 11 was basically old school rock versus new millennium pop. A real clash of styles.
Intriguing. Let's get into the contenders.
Yeah.
So who exactly was battling it out in Group 11?
Right, it was quite a mix. You had Saxon's Power and the Glory.
Classic metal.
And Whitesnake's Slip of the Tongue.
More classic rock, bit more polished maybe.
Yeah. And then, facing them off, Justin Timberlake's solo debut, Justified.
Wow, okay. Big shift.
And Christina Aguilera's first album, Christina Aguilera.
So proper early 2000s pop icons against 80s rock stalwarts. That's quite the setup.
It really is. And Greensterox's notes, they definitely picked a side here, or rather, the music did for them. The rock albums really came out strong. Saxon's Power and the Glory. It's described as like powering through oozing metal quality.
Oozing metal quality, I like that. Any specific tracks mentioned?
Yeah, the title track, Power and the Glory, and Redline were called out.
Right. And Whitesnake.
Slip of the Tongue was apparently not far behind. It scored well for its quality rock ballads.
Okay, makes sense. Songs like...
They mentioned Wings of the Storm and Sailing Ship specifically, so these albums just felt consistently strong across the board during those repeat listens, you know?
Okay, so the rockers made a strong showing. What about the pop side? JT's Justified was massive.
Oh, absolutely huge. A cultural moment, definitely. And Greensterox acknowledged the album's promise, and, I mean, you can't deny Crimea River, right?
Not at all. That track's a masterpiece. But maybe one track isn't enough in this format.
Well, that seems to be part of the finding, yeah. It raises that question. How does a whole album stand up? Because for Christina Aguilera's debut, the assessment was that it became a little bit pedestrian once you get past Genie in a Bottle.
Ah, okay. So the big single hit hard, but the rest maybe didn't have the same staying power over multiple listens.
That seems to be the conclusion Greensterox came to. It kind of suggests some albums are built for singles, for radio impact maybe, while others are more of a whole journey.
And this process, this album quest, it seems to favor that whole album experience.
It certainly seems to lean that way, yeah.
So the final verdict for Group 11, let me guess.
Well, Greensterox put it pretty plainly. This group goes to the rockers.
A clear win, then. Old school power takes it over the new millennium sound in this case.
Yep. Saxon and Whitesnake advanced. It was quite decisive based on the grading.
Interesting how that methodology really brought that out.
It really is. And it makes you think, doesn't it, about what best even means. Is it immediate impact? Sales? Or is it this kind of enduring quality that maybe only reveals itself over time?
Or is it just reinforcing a personal preference for rock in this case?
That's always possible, too. It's one person's taste filtered through this rigorous process. Maybe the process reveals underlying preference, or maybe it genuinely highlights objective qualities. Hard to say for sure, but it definitely gets you thinking about how we listen and what we value in an album. Is it the knockout single or the consistent quality across the whole thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Which leads us to a final thought for you listening. Imagine your own World Cup of music. What's an unexpected matchup you'd love to see? And who do you think would win? Would your old favorites power through, or would something newer surprise you?
Food for thought for your next deep dive into your own collection.